The reasoning section can be difficult if you are approaching each problem differently. You need a structure, you need a framework that can be applied to a group of problems so that life can be easier for you in this section. And that's exactly my focus today, and I hope that you are going to learn many new tricks about the reasoning section in this video. Guidely has launched an express video course with over 1200 mock tests, hundreds of videos, live classes, PDFs, and a secret Telegram group where you can clear all your doubts, and the best faculty in India teaching this course, and at just rupees 1499 you get a lifetime validity. And the best thing, if you get selected in any exam, you get a full refund. Join now and get an additional 10% discount by using the promo code Shupriyo. Join my Telegram channel to stay connected with important PDFs, links, and other information regarding bank exam preparation. And if you like this video, please click on the like button and share it with your friends so that everybody can get access to this information. And if you are new here, my mission is to empower you with the tools you need to get success in all kinds of competitive examinations. So if you want to join me in this journey, please click on the subscribe button, and also do not forget to click the bell icon so that you, my friend, do not miss any future update. Let us begin with this video. Hi, this is Shupriyo. I have some great news for all of you. Last week, I did a video on the general awareness preparation, and a lot of you told me that you referred to Affairs Cloud for your general awareness preparation. Now, as a viewer of this channel, you can get 10% off on all Affairs Cloud PDFs. Just use the coupon code Shupriyo at the checkout. I have left the link in the description and in the comments as well, so you can go check it out. They have a lot of different PDFs for your comprehensive current affairs preparation. So you can prepare the weekly current affairs, the daily current affairs, the monthly current affairs, and you also have the pocket PDF and an exam focused PDF that they will be providing to you at a very less cost. If you want, you can go and check it out. And now coming to the reasoning section. So basically the overall reasoning strategy, what is it going to be? So I always think of reasoning as having a lot of framework. So I do not look at reasoning like different kinds of questions. I look at reasoning as a whole, and I try to focus on what are the components, what are the kinds of frameworks that I can apply to each and every question. So as I told you at the start, you cannot look at every question like it is a different question. You have to think how I can put them into a certain type of questions, and then I can easily solve it. So very important for reasoning section is your paper representation. Now what does this mean? This means that in your rough sheet, when you are actually solving the reasoning paper, what you are doing, you are representing the problem in the correct manner. Now I will be showing you through a lot of problems in this video how you can have proper representation. This is very important. A lot of people just solve the reasoning questions, and I have seen on the internet, in YouTube, there are lots of videos which do not cover it in a very algorithmic and a very easy to follow manner. Now I want to change all that. I want to show you a process that you can easily follow step by step. I want to show you a process whereby you can easily write down the kind of things that can make most sense to you, and you can easily arrive at the answer. Now I do not want you to approach each problem differently. I want you to have frameworks. So that's what my main focus is going to be. I want to show you different problems and how you can actually put a framework around them, and you can easily solve those same question types. Now if you like this video, please give it a like and share it with your friends. And if you like these kinds of videos, I will make a series of the reasoning section, and I will take you through all the different kinds of problems in a very easy to understand manner. Now what is the importance of reading speed? Now this is also something that many people actually forget. Reading speed is one of the key tenets that you have to remember in your reasoning paper. You cannot take long time to actually read through the paper, and there will be lot of long-winded questions, especially in the mains paper. The questions are quite long, so you have to read fast. And as I showed you, you have to do active reading. This is something that I showed you in the recent English video that I did. So I hope that you have watched it and that you will be using active reading to actually make things simpler for you. Now what's the game? The game in the prelims and the mains. So in prelims, the questions are mostly quite easy, so they are straightforward. I won't say they are always easy, but at least you know how to solve them, you know how to approach them. In mains, however, what happens? You have to choose your problem. So in the mains paper, whenever you are attempting the mains paper, it becomes vitally important that you choose the right question. because there will be a lot of twists. So even in a problem that you feel that you can do, there will be a lot of twists. So you have to be wary of that, and you have to choose in the right manner. Now as I show you different problems, you will understand a lot better, and you can easily find out which ones you should be doing in the examination. Now high level practice, this is also very important. Make sure that you practice the reasoning section from authentic sources. Practice it from places where you will be getting a lot of high level questions. This is very important. Do not practice just the run of the mill kind of questions, because nowadays even in the prelims paper they give you very analytical types and very critical types of problems. So make sure that you have good practice. Now if you want, I can provide more PDFs on my Telegram channel regarding this. So let me know in the comments below if you are having problems, and I'll make sure to arrange something for you. So now let's go ahead and start with syllogisms. Very important to remember, you need to score 100% in syllogisms. I do not want to hear any kind of things that I am not able to solve, etc. You have to get 100% in this section. It's the easiest section in all of reasoning, and I will be showing you how you are going to tackle the questions, but be very firm that you target 100% in this section. So there are very few sections in which you can target 100%. In reasoning, syllogisms is one of them, and another section, it is also the GA section. So as I told you in my GA video that you have to target 100% in the GA section, and of course on the road to 100% in general awareness, Affairs Cloud is always going to help you. So click on the link in the description and in the comments and use the coupon code SHUPRIYO to get a 10% discount on all Affairs Cloud PDFs, and I am sure that at that low cost you are going to get immense value out of it. It cannot get any cheaper than that. So go ahead and check it out. It's going to help you to get 100% in general awareness. Now let us go to the next thing. So basically in the syllogisms, you have to quickly skim through the questions, and you have to locate the right syllogisms questions to solve. So whenever you are getting that reasoning paper, I want you to skim through the paper and find out the syllogisms questions. Just find them out and attempt them as fast as you can, because these will always be the easiest ones. So you have to quick skim the paper and you have to locate and solve the syllogisms questions at the very beginning of your reasoning paper. Now how are you going to solve these questions? You are going to use Venn diagrams. Now Venn diagrams, these things are actually mathematical diagrams which were actually invented by John Venn. But were they? Actually, John Venn was not the first person who actually created these things. So it was created by Leonhard Euler, one of my favorite mathematicians, and he was the one who actually created these diagrams. So how do you use these diagrams? I'm going to show you. Just remember that we have Venn diagrams like these. So basically, if you have a quantity A and you have a quantity B, and there is some portion of them which actually matches, then we represent it like this. So this is the kind of diagram that we are going to use, and we are going to simplify all our syllogisms problems. So mathematics is also helping us in reasoning section. Don't I always say maths is love? Okay, anyhow, let's go to how we can solve the syllogisms questions. So all the syllogisms questions that we are going to discuss today, they have been asked in SBI PO prelims paper. So these are all questions that have been asked in SBI PO. That's why I have chosen them. So first thing, you need to solve each and every question, and then you have to see how I am solving. So try it yourself first. Let's see the first question. Some keys are mouse. So how can we represent this? We can actually use the Venn diagram as I told you, and try and use one letter. See, I have used only one letter. So as much as possible, use one letter unless you have to use two letters. So this is what we can actually see. So some keys are mouse. So this is how we represent some keys are mouse. Now all keys are computer. So computer is bigger than the keys. So this is the computer, and this is actually how we are going to represent all keys are computer. Then no mouse is a keyboard. Now we have a new thing. So we can use KB for keyboard because we have already used K for keys. And how do we represent this? No mouse is a keyboard. We can represent like this, a line and a cross. So this is the policy that I follow. I think that it will actually help you. Now coming to our conclusions. So the first conclusion, it actually says some mouse are computer is a possibility. Okay, so some mouse are a computer. As we can see, there is an overlap. So this is true. This is the correct possibility. So it is true. The second conclusion, some computer are not keyboard. Now keyboard is over here and computer is over here. As we can see, it shares its space with mouse. So it is definitely possible that some computer are not keyboard. So this is also correct. So both of our possibilities are correct. Let's move to question number 2 now. All mechanical are electrical. Fine. All mechanical are electrical. So this is how I can represent it. Some mechanical are chemical. Okay, some mechanical are chemical. So we can represent it like this. Then only chemical are biological. Now when you have something like this, so you can try and use a real world example. So for example, if you have a space where there are say for example boys and dogs, so you can say that only boys are human, right? So how would you represent that? Basically boys and human, they would just overlap the same thing. So here only chemical are biological. This actually means that you can use this as a same overlap. So C equals to B, you can put it like that because only word has been used. So this is how you can represent. Now let us come to the conclusions. Conclusion number 1, all biological being chemical is a possibility. Is it a possibility? Of course it is a possibility. So this is correct. Now see, I have used equal over here. Now this is very interesting to note that in some systems only word, it means that they are equal. However, if you are actually thinking of different systems, then sometimes they might not be equal. So basically you have to keep that in note. So logically the first conclusion is correct. Now coming to the second conclusion, no electrical are biological. So is this possible? No electrical are biological? No, it's not possible because see, we have an overlap over here. So this is not correct. So this is your answer. Let's move to question number 3. So most CPUs are keyboards. Okay, the most word if it is used, so you can draw a bigger circle over here. So most CPUs are keyboards. You can just represent it like this. It doesn't really matter. Some and mostly the same representation will be there. Again, no keyboard is a mouse. Fine. No keyboard is a mouse. So we can just cut it like this and we can write it over here. All mice are CPU. Fine. All mice are CPU. Now, interestingly note, this C, it stands for CPU. This C, it also stands for CPU. So, what you can do to represent all mice are CPU, you can actually just think that this thing, this entire thing, you are actually just rotating this. So you are just rotating this over here. You can think about that this M that you can see, you can just rotate this with that lever and this is actually inside of C. So this is something that you can just you can represent in this way, but even this will be okay in your representation means. Now coming to the conclusions. So the first conclusion, some keyboards are CPU. So some keyboards are CPU. This is definitely correct. So this is the correct conclusion. The second one, all CPUs are mice. Now, can all the CPUs be mice? Is it actually possible? See, there is a possibility for this kind of a thing happening, but this is a definite statement, right? All CPUs are mice. They are saying a definite statement, but the definite statement you cannot actually conclude because some CPUs, they might not be mice. So all CPUs are mice. This is not correct. So now number 3 conclusion, no mouse is a keyboard. Okay, no mouse is a keyboard. Is it correct? Of course it is correct. This is the exact representation. So this is correct. Number 4, some mice are keyboard. So some mice are keyboard. Is it possible? No, because since 3 is actually correct, this has to be false. So this is our answer. Coming to the final problem now, no ink is key. Fine. No ink is key. So we can represent like this. Fine. Now all key is lock. Fine. All key is lock. So we can use this. Some lock is iron. Okay. Now remember, you have already used I. So some lock are iron. This is like this. All oil is iron. Okay, all oil is iron. So you can put O over here inside. Now let us see the conclusions. All ink being lock is a possibility. All ink being a lock is a possibility. Can you just rotate this thing and put it inside over here? Can this thing actually be inside here? Yes, it can be. So this is a correct conclusion. The second one, some oil is key. Okay, some oil is key. This is a definite statement. Is this definite statement actually possible? Be very careful when you have definite statements like this. You can have statements that possible, is a possibility, etc, etc. These are easier, but when you have a definite statement, definitely you must have to conclude. So can you definitely conclude this? No, you cannot. So this is not correct. Now number 3, some iron is key. So some iron is key. Can you actually conclude this? No, because as you can see from the figure itself, it is not concludable. Now this is also not correct. So number 4 now. So which is this? It is all key being oil is a possibility. Okay, all key being oil. So it is of course a possibility, because you can actually just rotate this thing and this thing together and it will actually fully make sense. So this is also correct. So this is how you are actually solving the syllogisms questions in a very easy to understand pictorial Venn diagram. Okay, so I hope that you understood properly how the syllogisms questions can be easily broken down, and I want you to get 100% in syllogisms. Target that. Now coming to blood relations. So blood relations, remember that not all blood relations are created equal. This is very important. Do not make the mistake of thinking that every blood relation is easy, because these questions sometimes they can come as quantity 1, quantity 2, like that kind of questions can come, but sometimes they can be mixed with puzzles. So make sure that you understand the difficulty level. So as I told you, initially you have to skim the paper, find out the syllogisms. You can also find out the easy blood relations. Go and do them. And the next thing is you need to use high quality mock tests to actually prepare for the complex blood relations. And speaking of mock tests, Guidely has launched an express video course with over 1200 mock tests, hundreds of videos, live classes, PDFs, and a secret Telegram group where you can clear all your doubts, and the best faculty in India teaching this course, and at just ₹1499 you get a lifetime validity. And the best thing, if you get selected in any exam, you get a full refund. Join now and get an additional 10% discount by using the promo code SHUPRIYO. So okay, you understand where you can actually get them from. Now why I want you to do high quality mock tests for blood relations, because the blood relations, when they are mixed with the puzzles, they can become extremely challenging to do. So it's very important that you practice it from very high quality sources. Now every exam they have blood relations. This is something that nobody can deny, and that is why I want to teach you a process by which you can easily break down the blood relations problems. You can easily represent them on paper, and you can get 100% in all blood relations problems. So let's go and we can check how we can actually solve these questions. To solve blood relations questions, you always have to know how to represent. As I told, that pictorial representation is very important. So how I do it is, I represent the females with a plus, because as we know that the symbol for females, it is actually this, right? So this symbol, that is how I created this. So it's plus, and the symbol for the males, it is minus. So like this. And if two people are married, so for example, if X and Y are married, then I will write it like this, equals. Okay, so X and Y equals, it means that both of them are married. And remember that in our world, in the world of bank exams, there are only heterogeneous marriages, no homogeneous marriages. So just keep that in mind. Another thing is the different branches of a family. So like this, I represent the branches. Now this will be much more clearer to you as we solve the paper. So actually let's solve some questions, then you can understand better how you can do this. So all the questions that I am giving you, these are all selected from SBI PO papers, memory based. So these questions were actually asked in the SBI PO examination. Now the first question, it is actually a little bit simpler. It was asked in SBI PO prelims. So let's start. B is the brother of M. Fine. Let us draw the family diagram like this. So B is the brother of M. Fine. So B is the brother of M. Now importantly, see, we do not know the gender of M. So be very careful about that. Okay. M has only one daughter. Fine. M has only one daughter. So there is only one daughter. And remember now that this will be one daughter, but M can have sons. So that is perfectly allowed. The next thing, M is the mother of X. Okay. So X is the sister of C. Okay, fine. Now since X is the sister and M has only one daughter, we can write X as this. So this is X. It is a female, and she is the sister of C. Okay, sister of C. And remember that M has only one daughter, and so C, it must be a male. So this is a male, and O is the father of C. Fine, O is the father of C. So now we know the gender of M as well. M must be the mother and O is the father of C. Fine. C is again married to Z. Okay, so we can do an equals over here. So C is married to Z. Fine. Z is a lady. Okay. A is the son of C. Fine. So here we have another A is the son of C. Finally, this is our entire representation of the relationships that we just saw. Now, how is M related to Z? So, M relation to Z, M is the mother-in-law, right? So, the answer is mother-in-law. So, that is the answer of this question. So, let us move to the next question. Now, I hope that you are actually pausing the video and solving the questions yourself. It is very important that you solve it yourself. Now, this question that we have, it was actually asked in SBI PO mains. Now, it is a moderate kind of a question. It's not really hard. So, let's try and see. So, there are 8 members P to W in a 3-generation family. So I represent it like this. I actually write it down because this actually helps me. P to W in a 3-generation family. So there are 3 generations. Fine. So we have 3 generations. There is only one person in the 3rd generation. Wow, this is a very good information for us. So only one person is there in the 3rd generation. Now 3 couples in total. Okay, this is also interesting information. 3 couples in total. Okay, we will be representing the information like this. There are equal number of males and females. So the males and females are equal. So this means that we will have, since there are 8 people, we are going to have 4 females and 4 males. Now let's start off with the question and see, there is nothing definite here. So since there is nothing definite, we have to try and arrange the different possibilities and then we have to try and find the answer. So what is the first thing that they have told? V, who is married, is the only uncle of T. Fine. So V is one of the couples. Remember, there are 3 couples. Okay. So V is one of the couple and he is married. Okay. Is the only uncle of T. So we know the gender of V. Fine. And so here there may be other people as well. So let's just represent it like this. V is married. Okay, so there is somebody over here who is the wife of B and they are the only uncle of T. So this means that T cannot be in this level. T has to be in this level. So somebody else's boy or girl, whatever, the gender is not specified. V is the uncle. Okay, let's go to the next one. So Q is the mother-in-law of S. Fine. So Q, she is the mom-in-law of S. So this means what? This means that Q must be having some daughter or some son and that person has married S. Okay. She is the mom-in-law of S. Fine. We understood that. P is the brother-in-law of W. So we cannot actually represent it over here. So fine, we are not going to represent. W is female and unmarried. Okay, we'll get back to that. Next thing that they're saying is P has only one son and it is not V. Okay, we cannot actually represent it over here. P's only son is married to S. Okay, now we hit the gold mine. We know that P's only son is married to S. So this means that P has to be over here and P must be male because we already know the mother of this person and the only son of P is married to S. So this means S must be female and this must be a male over here. So only son is married to S. Fine. And we, from the other condition, we know that P has only one son and it is not V. So this person, this cannot be V. Okay. Now U is not Q's son. Okay, so U is also not Q's son. So we cannot have U also in this position. That is fine. Now V is from the 2nd generation of the family. Okay, so this is now a very, very interesting hint that we have just been given. So this means that V must be in the 2nd generation of the family. So let us try and we know this portion, right? We know this portion. So we have to try and fit this portion inside this kind of thing that we are doing. So let's try. Let's say that V, we are going to fit over here first. Now, can we fit over here? Over here, just think of these as different generations. Okay, so can we fit V over here? No, we cannot fit V over here. Why? Because we have been mentioned that V is here. V is in the 2nd generation. So we cannot fit it over here, V. Okay, fine. Now let's try to fit V over here. So if we fit V over here, just let's say V is over here. Okay, then what happens? Then T will be somewhere over here, right? But this is again conflicting. Why is it conflicting? Because we have actually been told that the third generation, the lowest generation, has only one person. This is very, very important. See, we cannot have two persons here. Already here we are having two persons. So this cannot be our third generation. Very important. And V cannot be in this level because V has to be here. Otherwise, we cannot have a scenario in which the third generation that we have has only one person. So this is how we are actually finding out where we can actually place V. Right. Okay. Now S has no sibling. This is very interesting. See, now since S does not have any sibling, so try and see what we have to do over here. Since we have to fit V over here, so T has to be here. So T, you can have T over here. Let's say over here you have T, and the V, if you are trying to fit as an uncle, right? Because we have been told that V, who is married, is the only uncle of T. Fine. So only uncle if you are talking about. So the uncle can be somebody who is in the family of S. So it could be some SS brother or somebody, but they have told that S has no sibling. So there is no possibility of S having any sibling. So this only keeps us one option, that V, you have to have V as somebody who is in this level. And see, because V is actually married, so somebody will be here. Okay, somebody will be here, and V is actually married to that somebody. V is actually male, and this somebody, he or she, will be actually a female, right? Because we already have the condition over here that P has only one son and it is not V. Okay, so since only one son is there, the other person here has to be a daughter, right? And so now things become a lot easier for us. So now let us do one thing. Let us just read it again. Okay, so we have actually fitted over here as well, so we can just remove this. So let's try and see how many things we have actually found out. So one important thing that you can do to actually help yourself is that when you have written all of these things, just cut each one that you have confirmed placed in the paper. So P you have already placed, so let's cut P. Okay, Q you have placed, so let's cut Q. Okay, now V also you have placed, so let's cut V. Okay, S you have placed, so let's cut S. Okay, now T also you have placed, so T. Okay, T you can just keep because you do not know the gender exactly, but okay. So R, U and W, these are the only three people that you could not place till now. Fine, interesting. Now let us read the question another time. So V, who is married, is the only uncle of T. Fine, we have actually placed this, no problem. Q is the mother-in-law of S. Okay, we also placed this. B is the brother-in-law of W. Okay, so P is the brother-in-law of W. Fine. So this means that Q must be having somebody over here. Okay, so this is W over here. Now the next line read, so in the next line, W is female and unmarried. Okay, so W is female and W is unmarried. So there is no husband here that is coming into play. Now see, three couples have been told to us, right? So we have three couples. One couple is over here, another couple is over here, and another couple is over here. See, we have placed W as well. And now R and U are the only things left. And see, U we know we cannot place over here because it was already given to us in the question that U is not Q's son. So the only person that can be placed over here is R. Okay, and now by default this becomes U. So let us just represent this in a good way so that we do not have this kind of a dirty arrangement. So we have W over here. W is female, and by the way we have 4 females over here, right? So we need to have 4 males. So we have male, 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 and this one will also be male. Fine. So this is the entire representation of your family tree. So simple. Now the answers, who among the following is the wife of V? So we have U over here. So U is the wife of V. Fine. How is P related to U? P is actually the father of U, right? So this is how we got to the answer and we have solved this question. Okay, I hope that you understood how we can break down the blood relations questions and we can easily score a lot of marks in these questions. Now coming to the arrangement of puzzles, so I want to take you through just basic kinds of puzzles in this video. So I will be showing you how you can actually break down the different kinds of puzzles, how it becomes very easy once you know the process by which we can represent them on paper. This is my key focus. You have to represent them very efficiently on paper, and I will teach you an algorithmic way of solving these puzzles. I do not want you to just rely on trial and error. I want you to have a framework, and that's what I'm going to teach you. So firstly, very important, do not time yourself at first. Now this is quite interesting that a lot of students, they always obsess about puzzles and they attack the puzzles when they actually see them in the examination. Do not be one of those students. You have to finish the easy questions first. So you have to finish off with your syllogisms, you have to finish off with blood relations, you have to finish off with your coded inequalities, etc. So once you have done all of these things, only then you can go ahead and attack the puzzles. So puzzle is always a gamble because you do not know until you jump right into that puzzle whether it is going to be easy or whether it is going to be hard. Now with time you will be able to understand which are a little bit easier puzzles and which are a little bit harder, but still I want you to be very wary about puzzles, and I will actually show you how you can be at 100% attention and represent it properly when you are solving them. Now you have to classify the categories of the puzzles. So this is something that I used to do when I was preparing, that I used to classify the puzzles. So you have a circular arrangement type of puzzle, you have a puzzle with circular arrangement plus blood relations, you have a triangular puzzle, you have a polygonal puzzle, etc. So try and come up with your various categories of puzzles. If you have any difficulties to categorize all of these puzzles, you can let me know in the comments down below, and I will definitely help you and I will show you how you can categorize these puzzles. Now this is very important that in the puzzle section you have to choose your questions very well. Now as I told you, it becomes very difficult to understand which are the easy puzzles to do. So with time what will happen, you will understand the variables. So you have to understand how many variables is this puzzle actually going to have. Is it only circular arrangement, or is it mixed with blood relations? Is it only something that is having a ranking order, or is it mixed with some kind of other things? So find out the basic components of the puzzles and only then you can choose them in the correct manner. So let's go and see how you can solve the reasoning puzzles. Again, all the questions that we are going to do in this section are from SBI PO 2019. Now remember that in SBI PO 2019 mains paper, the reasoning questions, many of them were actually predicted by Guidely or IBPS Guide. So I will leave the link in the description in the comments. You can go check it out. Let's start with something simple in the first question. So the first question, there are 6 ropes. So first let's write down. Okay, so I hope that you have attempted this question. So each and every question attempt yourself first and only then look at the answer. So now you are actually being told that F is longer than E, but it is shorter than I. Now remember that these are not the exact positions. They may be or they might not be, but this is just the relative position. Okay, J is longer than F. Okay, so if J is longer than F, so J has to be in this area, so somewhere here. Okay, then I is shorter than only G. Okay, now we have a definite thing. So we are actually just arranging these from longest to the shortest, right? That's what we are doing. So let us arrange it properly now. I is shorter than only G. So G, then you have I. So now we can cut G, we can also cut I. Okay, now E is not the shortest. So this is not the shortest. So what does that tell us? This tells us that we can easily arrange it now. So J will be over here, F will be over here, E will be over here, and since E is not the shortest, so we have already gone through F, we have already gone through E, we have already gone through J. So only H is actually outstanding and we are putting H over here. Now they have also told that the length of I is 54. So this is 54 and length of third shortest rope is 30 centimeters. So this is shortest, second shortest, third shortest. So third shortest, it is 30. Okay, now what's the question? What's the possible length of J? 28 can we have between these areas? No, we cannot have. 59 can we have? No, it goes in this range. 50 can we have? Yes, 50 is correct. So 50 is our answer. 63 also we cannot have. Let's look at the second question. So how many ropes are shorter than H? Of course, H is the shortest, so 0 ropes are shorter. So as you see, it's very simple to actually solve this very straightforward question. Let's move to question number 2. Okay, so what do we have in question number 2? We have a triangular arrangement, right? So what have they told us? 6 persons are sitting around a triangular table such that 3 of them sit at the corner while 3 sit on the sides. So let's have a triangle over here. Okay, we have it over here. So we have 6 people like this sitting around this triangle. People sitting at the corner are facing inside. Okay, so people at the corner, they are facing inside, fine, while people sitting at the sides are facing outside, fine. Now we have our triangle. Now let us see what they are telling us. A sits at the corner of the table. So one corner, it is occupied by A. So let us put A over here. So this is definite. Okay. Now M is an immediate neighbor of A. Now see how I am actually going to represent it in this figure, and we can easily solve this. M is an immediate neighbor of A. Okay. So let's put M like this. Put some question marks like this. It's an immediate neighbor of A, fine. Only 2 people sit between M and B, fine. So if we consider M over here, then 2 people, so B will be over here. Okay, now if we consider M over here, then B, it will be over here. So question mark. C sits to the immediate right of B. Immediate right of B, C can be over here. Okay, immediate right of B, C can be over here. Fine. Now only 2 people sit between C and N. Okay, this is quite interesting. 2 people between C and N. So if we consider C over here, then can N be fit? No, N cannot be fit because A is over here already, and we know that 2 people must be between, so C cannot be here. C is not possible, so C must be over here. We can cut all this, so C. Okay, we have C over here, and now 2 people sit between C and N, so N is going to be here. Now just see the other statements that we have just passed over. So C sits to the immediate right of B, so this will be B's position, right? Because immediate right of B, and then only 2 people sit between M and B, so M has to be over here. Now finally O is the immediate neighbor of N, so O is over here. So now you have your final arrangement, and the question, how many people sit between O and N when counted from the right of O. Be very careful about these things. So right of O, so this means in this direction. So how many people? The answer is going to be 0. So you have your answer. Let's go to question number 3. So I hope you paused this video and you attempted the question number 3. So in question number 3, we have basically a linear arrangement, right? So 9 persons are sitting in a row. Okay, some of them are facing north while some of them are facing south, fine. P sits at the second position from one of the ends. Okay, so what can this be? P we can consider over here, right? But now P can be over here as well. So now we can actually consider 2 possibilities and we can solve this question. So P can be here or P can be here. Fine. Now next thing, R sits third to the right of P. Okay, so if P is actually facing south, then can we have R over here? No, because then R will go out of the line, right? So in this condition that we have picked, we can only have P facing north. So what happens? R sits third to the right of P. So this means R will be over here. Okay. And now over here in the similar way, if we face north over here, then we cannot fit it. So P has to face south in this combination. And now R will be 1, 2, 3 over here. R. Only 2 persons sit between R and S. So can S be over here? No, because we already have P over here. So S has to be over here. Now again similarly, can S be over here? No, we have P over here. So S has to be over here in this arrangement. Next thing, U sits second to the right of S. Okay, again we cannot have U over here, so S must be facing in this direction, and U sits second to the right of S, so U will be over here, and here as well, so we cannot have facing over here, so S has to face over here, and U sits second to the right of S, so U will be over here. Now immediate neighbors of S are facing opposite direction to that of S. Fine, that is very fine. So this will be the direction of the neighbors of S. So we have direction like this. Immediate neighbors of U face opposite direction. Okay, that is nice. So opposite direction for immediate neighbors of U. Okay, opposite direction, we have put it over here. Now T sits second to the right of U. Okay, so see, we cannot put T over here, so T has to be over here. So if you have second to the right, so U has to face over here so that T can be second to the right of U. Fine. Now similarly T cannot be here, so you have to have U facing over here so that T can be over here. So you see that we are actually doing it similarly, parallelly in both of our conditions that we have. So somehow, somewhere we will be finding something definite that will get us to our answer. So okay, T sits second to the right of U. We have done that. Okay, W and T face opposite directions. Okay, W and T, can we find W? No, W we do not know here. So let's remember that and let's ignore it for now. The one sitting at the ends of the row face opposite direction. Okay, so it's directing over here. So here we will be putting like this. Okay, so here let us put like this. Okay, now Q is not the neighbor of U and P. So Q cannot be over here, Q cannot be over here, so Q has to be here. Okay, Q cannot be over here, Q cannot be over here, so Q has to be over here. Fine. Now W sits at one of the extreme ends. Fine. So W will be here, W will be here. And also remember, W and T will be facing the opposite direction. So W and T will be facing the opposite direction. So let us put the directions properly. Now V sits adjacent to T. So V will be over here and again V will be over here. X does not face south. So only one position is left for X over here, X over here. Now see what they have told, X does not face south. So we have our answer. X cannot be over here because it's facing south. X has to face north. So this is entirely wrong. This is not the answer. The answer is here. Now remember that W, you see, we could not find out. So it was actually indefinite, the position of W. Anyhow, the answer, who is sitting second to the right of V, what is the answer to this question? It cannot be determined because V does not have any direction that we can find from the exact question. So this is how you solve these types of questions, pictorially represented, and solve it very, very fast. So those are all the puzzles that we are going to tackle today, and I hope that you like this video. So please give it a like and share it with your friends, and I hope that you want more of these kinds of sessions because I would love to bring more reasoning oriented sessions for you so that I can teach you a lot more techniques that I use in my examinations. I hope that you learned something from this video and that it was beneficial to you. If you want more of these kinds of videos, please subscribe to my channel and do not forget to click on the bell icon so that you, my friend, do not miss any future update. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.